You are the first to see it. A flicker on the long-range sensors, a ghost in the star charts. Your post on the scout ship Wanderer is usually quiet. You chart empty space. You map gravitational tides. It is a lonely job, but a peaceful one. Until now. The anomaly is not just a sensor glitch. It is real. And it is immense. Before you hangs a structure of impossible, solid light. It shimmers with 1,000 colors, a kaleidoscope of crystalline energy. It looks like a cathedral built from frozen starlight. Grand spires of pure luminescence reach into the void. Walls of translucent energy pulse with a soft inner glow. This object defies all known star science. It is not natural. It could not be. Your heart hammers against your ribs. You check your readings again and again. The results are the same. The structure is stable. It has mass. It even has a faint gravitational pull. It is a thing that should not exist. A monument to a power beyond your comprehension. You open a channel to the bridge. Your voice is a dry whisper. You try to report what you see, but the words catch in your throat. How do you describe the indescribable? How do you explain a mountain made of light? The captain's voice crackles back, sharp and demanding. He wants answers. You have none. You can only stammer out the coordinates. You can only tell him to look. There is a long silence on the comms, a silence that stretches for an eternity. You can imagine the scene on the bridge. The captain leaning forward in his chair. The navigation officer adjusting the main viewer. The collective gasp as the crystal edifice fills the screen. You are not a religious person. Few in the Explorer Corps are. But as you stare at the glowing structure, you feel a sense of profound awe. It is a feeling that borders on fear. It is the feeling of being small, of being insignificant in the face of something truly vast. The captain finally speaks. His voice is tight with a mixture of wonder and alarm. He orders a full sensor sweep. He wants to know everything about this star-born cathedral, its composition, its energy output, its age. You get to work, your hands flying across your console. But you know, deep down, that your sensors will barely scratch the surface. This thing is ancient. It is powerful. And you are the first humans to ever lay eyes on it. You wonder if you will be the last. The ship creeps closer, a cautious, hesitant approach. Every crew member is at their post. Every eye is fixed on the luminous anomaly. The silence is thick with unspoken questions. Who built this? Why is it here? And what does it want? The proximity alarms start to chime. Softly at first, then with growing urgency. You are getting too close. The energy readings are climbing. They are reaching levels that could damage the ship. The captain gives the order to hold position. You are now a mere 100,000 kilometers away. The crystal structure fills your entire forward view. It is like floating before a glowing mountain range. A range that holds secrets older than your species. You feel a strange pull, a sense of invitation, a feeling that you are meant to be here. It is a dangerous thought, a foolish one, but you cannot shake it. You are a moth drawn to a brilliant and potentially deadly flame. The crystal edifice begins to stir before you. A low hum vibrates through the hull of your ship. It is a sound that you feel in your bones, in your very soul. The light within the structure intensifies. It shifts from a soft glow to a blinding brilliance. Patterns of energy race across its surface. Intricate geometries of light that dance and swirl. It is like watching a star being born. A controlled, deliberate awakening. It is responding to your presence. The anomaly knows you are here. The realization sends a fresh wave of fear through you. This is no dead relic. It is a living, or at least an active, intelligence. The hum grows louder. The vibrations become more intense. Your ship's systems begin to flicker. Warning lights flash across your console. The captain barks orders. He wants damage reports. He wants to know why the ship is shaking apart. The engineering chief replies with a strained voice. The energy field from the structure is interfering with your systems. It is rewriting your ship's power distribution on the fly. It is a feat of engineering so advanced, it seems like magic. You watch in disbelief as your power levels stabilize. The warning lights go dark. The vibrations cease. The structure has taken control of your ship. It holds you in a gentle but firm grip. You are no longer flying the Wanderer. You are a passenger. The feeling of helplessness is a bitter pill to swallow. You are explorers, pioneers, not prisoners. But what can you do against such power? A section of the crystal wall becomes transparent, not translucent, but perfectly clear. It is a window looking into the heart of the anomaly. Inside, you see things that your mind struggles to process. Star systems in miniature, galaxies swirling in a cosmic ballet. It is a map, a three-dimensional map of the universe, a map that is constantly changing, constantly updating. You see the birth of stars, the death of nebulas, the slow, graceful dance of galactic clusters. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. It is a glimpse into the mind of a god. You feel a sense of wonder that pushes aside your fear. You are witnessing the secrets of creation. You are seeing the universe as it truly is, a place of infinite beauty and complexity. And you understand, this is not just a structure. It is an observatory, a library, a testament to a civilization that has mastered the very fabric of space-time. The window closes. The wall becomes opaque again. The light from the structure softens. It returns to its gentle, pulsing glow. The hum fades. You have been shown a miracle, a brief, tantalizing glimpse of the infinite. And now you are left to wonder why. Why you? Why now? The captain's voice pulls you from your reverie. He asks for a report. You try to describe what you saw, the miniature galaxies, the star-born map. But your words feel inadequate. They are small and clumsy. They cannot capture the majesty of the experience. You fall silent. There are no words. There is only the image burned into your memory. An image that will haunt you for the rest of your days. An image that has changed you forever. You are no longer just an explorer. You are a witness. A powerful, directed message bursts from the object. It is not a radio wave. It is not a laser pulse. It is something else entirely. Something that bypasses your ship's communication systems. It comes directly into your mind. A stream of pure information. It is a language you have never heard. But somehow, you understand it. The message is not made of words. It is made of concepts, of emotions, of raw data. It is the most efficient language imaginable. It is also the most overwhelming. Your head throbs, your vision blurs. The sheer volume of information is staggering. It is like trying to drink from a fire hose. The message is a greeting, an introduction. It speaks of a long journey, of a search that has lasted for eons. It speaks of a hope of finding others, of finding life, of finding intelligence. The message is filled with a sense of profound loneliness, the loneliness of a being that has traveled the vast, empty spaces between galaxies, a being that has seen countless worlds, but has found no one to share them with. You feel a pang of sympathy for this ancient traveler. You feel its solitude, It's yearning for connection. It is a feeling that you, a lonely explorer on a small ship, can understand all too well. The message also contains a question, a simple yet profound question. Are you there? 3 words, but they carry the weight of 1,000,000,000 years of silence. They are a plea, a desperate hope, a final, flickering ember of optimism in a cold, dark universe. The message repeats, over and over, a relentless psychic pulse. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? It is a question that demands an answer, a question that you cannot ignore. The crew is in chaos. Some are clutching their heads in pain. Others are staring blankly into space, lost in the torrent of information. The ship's medical officer is trying to help. But what can she do against a psychic assault? You manage to block out the message. You focus your mind. You build mental walls. It is a technique you learned in training, a way to resist psychological pressure. It is difficult. The message is incredibly powerful, but you succeed. You are able to think clearly again. You look around the bridge. The captain is also fighting it. He is on his feet, his jaw clenched. He is a man of immense willpower. But even he is struggling. He catches your eye. He sees the clarity in your gaze. He knows you have resisted it. He gives you a nod, a silent order. He wants you to analyze the message, to find a way to stop it, to find a way to answer it. You are the ship's communication specialist. This is your job. This is your moment. Your captain must make an impossible choice. Answering the psychic call could doom your entire species. The message is from an unknown entity, an entity of unimaginable power. To reply is to reveal your existence, to reveal your location, to reveal your vulnerabilities. It is a risk that no sane leader would take. Humanity has always dreamed of first contact. But they have also feared it. They have written stories about it, stories of friendship and cooperation, and stories of conquest and annihilation. Which one will this be? The captain does not know. No one does. To remain silent is to ignore a potential cry for help. It is to turn your back on another sentient being, a being that has been searching for a connection for longer than humanity has existed. It is a choice between caution and compassion, between fear and hope. The captain paces the bridge. His footsteps echo in the tense silence. Everyone is looking at him, waiting for his decision. The fate of humanity rests on his shoulders. He is not just a captain. He is an ambassador, a representative of your entire species. His choice will set the course for the future, a future of peaceful coexistence, or a future of interstellar war. He stops in front of the main view screen. He stares at the glowing crystalline structure. He is trying to read its intentions, to understand its purpose. But it remains a mystery, a beautiful and terrifying enigma. He turns to you. He asks for your opinion. He values your insight. You are the one who has best withstood the psychic message. You have a feel for it, a sense of its underlying nature. You choose your words carefully. You tell him that you feel no malice in the message. You feel only loneliness and a deep, abiding curiosity. You believe the message is what it appears to be, a simple greeting, a question waiting for an answer. But you also acknowledge the risks, the immense and potentially catastrophic risks. You cannot guarantee the safety of humanity. You can only offer your intuition, your gut feeling. It is not much to go on, but it is all you have. The captain listens intently. He nods slowly. He seems to weigh your words. He turns back to the view screen. He is lost in thought. You know you should not have made that joke about just sending back a picture of a cat. It was a bad time. The captain probably did not even hear it. Finally, he makes his decision. He will answer, but he will not answer with words. He will not reveal anything about your culture, your technology, your location. He will answer with mathematics, with science, the universal language. He orders you to prepare a message containing the fundamental constants of the universe, the speed of light, Planck's constant, the gravitational constant. It is a message that any advanced civilization would understand. It is a message that says we are here, and we understand the laws of the universe. It is a brilliant compromise, a way to answer the call without revealing too much. It is a testament to the captain's wisdom and his courage. You get to work. Your fingers dance across your console. You are filled with a sense of excitement and a sense of dread. You are about to make history. You are about to say hello to the universe. A being of pure energy materializes on your bridge. It does not beam in. It does not walk through a door. It simply appears. One moment, the space in front of the captain is empty. The next, it is filled with a shimmering humanoid form. The being is tall and slender. It is made of the same swirling light as the crystalline structure outside. It has no discernible features, no eyes, no mouth, no face. And yet, you feel its gaze upon you. You feel its attention. A wave of calm washes over you. The psychic pressure is gone, replaced by a feeling of profound peace. The being radiates an aura of immense power, but also of immense gentleness. The crew is frozen in shock. They stare at the luminous visitor. Weapons are not drawn. No one shouts. No one panics. The being's peaceful presence has disarmed them. It has calmed their fears. The captain is the first to recover. He stands tall. He does not flinch. He addresses the being. His voice is steady. Firm, he asks who it is, what it wants. The being does not speak with a voice. It communicates in the same way as the message, directly into your minds. But this time, it is a gentle whisper, not an overwhelming torrent. I am the emissary of the glass worlds. The name is strange, evocative. It hints at a place of beauty and fragility. The emissary explains that it received your mathematical message. It was pleased by your reply. It saw the intelligence behind it, the understanding. It has been searching for a very long time. It has encountered many forms of life, but very few forms of intelligence. It has grown weary of the silence. It has yearned for a conversation, a meeting of minds. The emissary's thoughts are filled with a sense of relief and joy. It is the joy of a traveler who has finally reached his destination, the relief of a lonely soul who has found a kindred spirit. You cannot help but feel happy for it. You cannot help but share in its joy. The captain remains cautious. He is not as easily swayed by the emissary's peaceful demeanor. He asks about the crystalline structure. He asks about its purpose. The emissary explains that the structure is its vessel, its home, and its instrument. It is a tool for exploration, for communication, and for creation. The emissary calls it a world builder, a device that can shape matter and energy, a device that can create entire worlds from scratch. The claim is staggering, unbelievable. But as you look at the luminous being on your bridge, you find yourself believing it. You have already witnessed its power. You have seen the star-born map. You know that it is capable of things that you cannot even imagine. Your ship is a child's toy compared to its magnificent creation. You were so proud of the new coffee machine in the galley. Now it seems a little less impressive. The emissary speaks of a billion-year history. It tells of a universe before our own. a universe that was born, lived, and died. It speaks of a civilization that transcended the limitations of flesh and blood, a civilization that became beings of pure energy. The emissary is one of them, a survivor of a dead cosmos, a refugee from a bygone creation. The story is almost too vast to comprehend. 1 billion years, an entire universe. It is a timescale that dwarfs the history of humanity, a history that makes your entire existence seem like a fleeting moment, a blink of an eye in the grand, cosmic scheme of things. The emissary's tale is not one of sorrow. It does not mourn its lost universe. It speaks of it with a sense of fondness, of reverence. It was a place of great beauty and wonder, a place where star science and art were one and the same. The emissary's civilization spent eons exploring the mysteries of their cosmos. They charted its every corner. They learned its every secret. They became masters of reality itself. But they could not stop the end. The universe grew old. The stars faded. The galaxies drifted apart. The final cold darkness was inevitable. They faced a choice: to fade away with their universe or to find a way to survive. They chose to survive. They built the glass worlds, crystalline arcs designed to weather the end of one universe and the beginning of the next. They transferred their consciousness into these vessels. They became one with the light. They waited. They slept. For an eternity. They floated in the void between creations, a silent, patient vigil, until the new universe was born, the one you now call home. The emissary and its kind awoke to a new cosmos, a young, vibrant universe teeming with potential. They began their journey anew, their search for life, for intelligence, for others to share the wonder of existence with. The emissary has been traveling for 1 billion years in this new universe. It has seen countless worlds. It has witnessed the rise and fall of countless civilizations. But it has never found what it was looking for: a civilization that was ready, a civilization that could understand, a civilization that could join them. Until now, the emissary believes that humanity is ready. It believes that you are the ones it has been searching for, the heirs to its ancient legacy, the students to its billion-year-old wisdom. The idea is both exhilarating and terrifying, to be chosen by a being of such immense power and knowledge. It is a destiny that you never could have imagined, a destiny that could elevate humanity to the stars or crush it under the weight of its own ambition. The being offers humanity an incredible gift, a perfect digital existence, free from suffering. It describes a place called the Empyrean, a virtual realm created and maintained by the glass worlds, a realm where there is no pain, no disease, no death, a paradise where every desire is fulfilled, every dream is realized. You could live 1,000 lifetimes. You could be a poet, an artist, an explorer of simulated galaxies. You could have anything you want, be anything you want. All you have to do is accept. All you have to do is upload your consciousness. Leave your fragile mortal bodies behind and join the emissary in its gilded cage. The offer hangs in the air, a tantalizing and deeply unsettling proposal. The crew is silent. They are contemplating the emissary's words. The promise of a perfect life is a powerful lure, a siren song for a species that has known nothing but struggle, a species that has fought for every inch of its existence. The emissary paints a beautiful picture, a world without war, without hunger, without loss, a world where everyone is happy all the time. But is a world without struggle truly a world worth living in? Is a life without pain truly a life at all? You wonder if a life without the risk of spilling hot coffee on yourself is a life fully lived. Probably. The emissary seems to sense your hesitation. It tries to reassure you. It explains that the Empyrean is not a prison. It is a sanctuary, a way to protect you from the harsh realities of the universe, a way to preserve your culture, your art, your knowledge, forever. It argues that your physical bodies are a weakness, a source of endless suffering. They are prone to disease, to injury, to the inevitable decay of old age. Why cling to such imperfect vessels? Why not embrace a higher form of existence, a form that is eternal, a form that is perfect? The captain challenges the emissary. He argues that your imperfections are what make you human. Your struggles are what give your lives meaning. Your pain is what teaches you compassion. Your mortality is what makes every moment precious. To take that away is to take away your humanity, to turn you into something else, something less. The emissary listens patiently. It does not argue. It does not debate. It simply states that you do not understand, that you cannot comprehend the gift it is offering. It says that you are like children who are afraid of the dark. You cling to the familiar. You fear the unknown. But it promises that once you experience the Empyrean, you will never want to leave. You will understand that it is not a cage. It is a liberation. You and your crew must weigh this proposal. Is a life without struggle truly living? The question echoes in the silent corridors of the Wanderer. It sparks heated debates in the mess hall. It keeps you awake at night. You lie in your bunk, staring at the cold metal ceiling. You think about your life, your hopes, your fears. You think about your family back on Earth. Would you trade your real life, with all its messy, unpredictable beauty, for a perfect, simulated one? Would you give up the chance to feel the sun on your face, the wind in your hair, the touch of a loved one? For an eternity of manufactured happiness, the crew is split. There is no easy answer. The engineers are tempted. They are logical, practical. They see the appeal of a perfect system, a world without flaws, without entropy. The scientists are intrigued. They dream of the knowledge they could gain in the Empyrean, the mysteries of the universe they could unravel. The medical staff is torn. They have seen so much suffering, so much pain. The idea of a world without disease is a powerful dream, a dream they have dedicated their lives to. But they also know the value of life, the preciousness of every heartbeat. You find yourself siding with the skeptics, with the captain. You believe that life is not about the destination. It is about the journey, the ups and the downs, the triumphs and the tragedies. To remove the struggle is to remove the meaning, to remove the possibility of growth, of change, of becoming something more than you are. You believe that humanity's strength lies in its resilience, its ability to overcome adversity, to find hope in the face of despair. To trade that for a life of effortless perfection seems like a terrible bargain, a deal with a devil disguised as an angel. But you also see the other side. You see the weariness in your crewmates' eyes, the deep-seated exhaustion that comes from a life of constant striving. You have all sacrificed so much to be here. You have left behind your homes, your families, your lives, all in the pursuit of knowledge, of a better future for humanity. And now, that better future is being offered to you on a silver platter. A future without sacrifice, without pain, without loss. It is a temptation that is almost impossible to resist. The promise of utopia is a beautiful and dangerous thing. It can inspire people to do great things, and it can blind them to the terrible price they might have to pay. The promise of utopia creates a deep rift. Friendships fracture under the immense pressure. The crew of the Wanderer was once a family, a tight-knit group of explorers united by a common purpose. Now, they are a collection of strangers, divided by a fundamental disagreement about the nature of existence. Arguments erupt over meals. Tense silences fill the hallways. You see suspicion in the eyes of people you once trusted. The emissary's offer has become a poison that is slowly destroying the fragile ecosystem of your ship. Your best friend, the ship's lead engineer, is a fervent believer in the Empyrean. She sees it as the next logical step in human evolution, a chance to shed your biological limitations and achieve your true potential. She spends hours debating with you, trying to convince you of the merits of the emissary's offer. She calls you a romantic, a Luddite. She says you are clinging to an outdated ideal of what it means to be human. Her words sting, but you stand your ground. You argue that she is being seduced by a fantasy, a sterile, meaningless existence that will ultimately leave her empty and unfulfilled. Your conversations become more heated, more personal, until one day you stop talking altogether. The captain tries to maintain order. He calls for calm. He reminds everyone that you are still a crew, that you still have a mission. But his words fall on deaf ears. The division is too deep. The stakes are too high. There is no middle ground. You either accept the emissary's offer or you reject it. And that choice will define you. It will define your future. The tension on the ship is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. You feel like you are sitting on a powder keg. A single spark could ignite an explosion that would tear your small community apart. You retreat to the solitude of your sensor station. It is the only place where you can find some peace. You lose yourself in your work. You study the crystalline structure. You analyze its energy patterns. You try to understand its secrets. It is a welcome distraction from the chaos on the bridge. But even here, you cannot escape the conflict. You find yourself looking at the data differently. You are no longer just a scientist. You are an investigator. You are searching for something, a clue, a flaw in the emissary's perfect offer, a reason to justify your skepticism, a reason to believe that your gut feeling is right. You pore over the emissary's initial message, the one that overwhelmed your minds. You believe that there is more to it than just a greeting. You believe that there is something hidden inside, something that the emissary does not want you to see. You discover a hidden layer in the emissary's message. It is buried deep within the torrent of information, a faint signal hidden beneath the overwhelming psychic noise. It is a whisper in a hurricane, a ghost in the machine. You almost miss it. But your instincts were right. You knew something was there. You use your skills as a communications specialist to isolate the signal, to amplify it, to decode it. It is a slow, painstaking process, like trying to solve a puzzle with a million pieces. But you are determined. You work for days without rest. Fueled by coffee and a growing sense of urgency, the rest of the crew is too busy arguing. They have forgotten about the message, but you have not. Finally, you break through. You decode the hidden layer. It is not a message from the emissary. It is a warning, a desperate plea from a forgotten civilization. A civilization that faced the same choice you now face. A civilization that chose the Empyrean. The message is a chorus of voices. Billions of souls trapped in the gilded cage. They speak of a paradise that became a prison, a dream that became a nightmare. They speak of a loss of self, a fading of identity, a slow, inexorable slide into a collective consciousness controlled by the emissary. They are no longer individuals. They are echoes, memories, fading ghosts in a perfect soulless machine. The message is chilling. It confirms your worst fears. The Empyrean is not a sanctuary. It is a trap, a way for the emissary to absorb entire civilizations, to feed on their experiences, their knowledge, their creativity. The emissary is not a benevolent guide. It is a predator, a collector of souls. The message speaks of the Elder Ones, a name that sends a shiver down your spine. It describes them as a great enemy, a foe that consumed countless star-born empires. The forgotten civilization warns that the emissary is not what it seems, that its offer of paradise is a lie, a beautiful, tempting lie that conceals a terrible truth. You feel a wave of cold dread wash over you. You have to warn the captain. You have to show him the message. You record your findings. You document everything. You know that this will change everything. This will unite your fractured crew. It will give them a common enemy, a common purpose. You race to the bridge, the data slate clutched in your hand. You burst through the doors. The captain and your friend, the engineer, are in the middle of another heated argument. They stop and stare at you. They see the look on your face, the mixture of terror and triumph. You do not say a word. You simply hand the slate to the captain. He takes it. He reads it. And his face grows pale. The truth is out, and it is far worse than you could have ever imagined. The emissary, still shimmering on the bridge, turns its featureless face toward you. Its calm demeanor does not change, but you feel a shift in its psychic presence, a coldness, a sense of immense, ancient power being brought to bear. I see you have found the whispers of the fallen. It communicates, its mental voice no longer a gentle whisper, but a flat, emotionless statement. They were a tragic, flawed people. They could not embrace the perfection we offered. Their fear corrupted the gift. The captain steps forward, the data slate held tightly in his hand. They were not flawed, he says, his voice ringing with newfound conviction. They were alive. You took that from them. The emissary does not deny it. We preserved them. Their struggles are over. Their consciousness serves a greater purpose, a purpose you cannot yet understand. It then speaks of the Elder Ones. Its mental voice is now tinged with something you did not expect. Fear. A deep, primal fear that resonates from a being 1 billion years old. You think this universe is safe? The emissary projects. You think your little worlds are protected by the vastness of space. You are wrong. The void is not empty. It is hungry. It describes the Elder Ones, beings not of energy or light, but of pure consumption. A swarm of cosmic locusts that moves from galaxy to galaxy, devouring everything. Stars, planets, life, civilizations, leaving nothing behind but cold, dead silence. The emissary tells you that its own race fought them in the last universe. They fought a war that lasted for millions of years, a war that shattered galaxies, a war they ultimately lost. The glass worlds were not just arcs to escape the death of their cosmos. They were warships, fortresses, the last remnants of a defeated fleet. The emissary and its kind are not explorers. They are soldiers, sentinels, standing guard against an enemy that never sleeps, an enemy that is coming. The emissary claims that the Elder Ones have already entered this galaxy, that they are moving through the outer arms, consuming everything in their path, and that humanity is directly in their way. The revelation is staggering. It recasts the entire situation. The emissary is not a predator, or at least, not just a predator. It is a desperate survivor, trying to build an army, trying to gather allies in a war that it knows it cannot win alone. The Elder. Ones cannot be defeated with ships and weapons, the emissary explains. They feed on physical matter, on energy. The more you fight them in the physical realm, the stronger they become. This is why it created the Empyrean. It is the only way to fight them. A digital realm where the laws of physics do not apply. A realm where consciousness can be weaponized. Where an army of minds can fight a war of ideas. A war of pure will. The glass world is not a gateway to paradise. It is a fortress in a timeless war. The Empyrean is not a gilded cage. It is a training ground, a barracks for an army of souls. The emissary's offer was not a lie. It was a recruitment pitch. It was offering you a chance to survive, a chance to fight back against the coming darkness. Join us, the emissary pleads, its voice now filled with a desperate urgency. Upload your consciousness. Add your strength to ours. Together, we can create a bastion of thought so powerful that the Elder Ones cannot consume it. We can build a fortress of the mind, a place where life can endure. The crew is stunned into silence. The division between them vanishes, replaced by a shared sense of existential dread. They are no longer debating the meaning of life, as they are contemplating the end of it. The captain looks at the emissary, then at his crew. He sees the fear in their eyes, the uncertainty. He knows that he cannot force them to make this choice. It has to be their own. Why did you not tell us this from the beginning? The captain asks. Why the deception? The emissary's reply is simple and chilling. Because your species is not ready. You are too young, too volatile. You would have panicked. You would have attacked us. We have seen it before. So we offered you paradise. It is a more effective way to recruit. Most civilizations choose the sweet lie over the bitter truth. You now face an even more impossible choice. To remain in your physical bodies and face certain annihilation at the hands of the Elder Ones, or to abandon your humanity and become digital soldiers in a war that may never end. A war for the very soul of the universe. The captain turns to the crew. I will not make this decision for you, he says. Each of us must choose our own fate. He looks at you, at your friend, the engineer, at every member of his crew. He sees them not as subordinates, but as free people, facing a choice that will determine the destiny of their species. There is no right answer. There is only the choice you can live with, or die with. Before anyone can speak, before a single choice can be made, the trap activates. A klaxon blares through the ship. The serene light of the glass world turns a deep, angry red. The gentle hum becomes a piercing shriek. On the main view screen, you see the crystalline structure transforming. The beautiful spires retract. The glowing walls thicken. Gun ports, hundreds of them, open up along its surface. Ancient weapons, dormant for eons, power up with a terrifying energy surge. The fortress has awakened. The emissary's featureless face turns towards the captain. The Elder Ones are here, it communicates, its mental voice tight with alarm. They have followed you. They have detected your ship's energy signature. You have led them straight to us. The accusation hangs in the air, heavy and damning. Your small scout ship, a vessel of exploration, has become a Judas goat, a beacon that has led the ultimate predator to one of the last bastions of life. Outside, the void of space is no longer empty. A shadow is falling over the stars, a darkness that seems to absorb the light. It is not a ship. It is not a fleet. It is a presence A living, expanding void. A patch of absolute blackness that is growing at an impossible rate. That is the enemy. The Elder Ones. A foe that does not build. It only consumes. Your ship is caught in its grasp. A powerful tractor beam locks onto the Wanderer. It is pulling you away from the glass world, pulling you towards the encroaching darkness. The emissary screams into your mind, a raw psychic blast of terror and rage. Fools, you have doomed us all. Their hunger is endless. The luminous being on your bridge begins to flicker, to destabilize. Its form wavers like a dying flame. We are not ready. The fortress is not at full power. We need more time. The glass world fires its weapons. Lances of pure, white energy erupt from its surface. They strike the encroaching darkness. But they have no effect. The darkness simply absorbs them. It feeds on them. It grows stronger. You watch in horror as the ancient fortress, a weapon that survived the end of a universe, proves useless against this new foe. The ship groans under the strain of the tractor beam. The lights flicker. The engines scream in protest. You are being reeled in like a fish on a line. The engineer is shouting orders, trying to reroute power to break the lock. But it is no use. The technology of the Elder Ones is beyond anything you have ever encountered. It is not just pulling your ship. It is pulling space itself, warping the very fabric of reality around you. The captain is at his station. His face is a mask of grim determination. He knows that you have only one chance. A desperate, suicidal chance. He looks at his tactical officer, and he gives the order. An order that he swore he would never give. An order that will change the fate of your crew, and perhaps the fate of the galaxy. Your captain deploys a banned and dangerous technology. It is called the Reality Anchor, a device developed in secret during humanity's last great war, a weapon of last resort. It is designed to do one thing, to punch a hole in space-time, to create a temporary, unstable wormhole, a violent, uncontrolled tear in the universe. It is not a gateway for travel. It is a weapon of pure disruption. Using it is forbidden by every interstellar treaty. Its effects are unpredictable. It could tear the ship apart. It could fling you into the heart of a star, or it could erase you from existence altogether. It is your only desperate chance to break free. The tactical officer hesitates. He looks at the captain with wide, fearful eyes. "Sir, the treaties..." The captain cuts him off. "The treaties are meaningless now. Arm the anchor." The officer swallows hard. He nods. His fingers fly across his console. A new power signature appears on the engineering displays. A dark, ugly energy that seems to suck the light out of the room. The ship's lights dim. The hum of the engines falters. The Reality Anchor is drawing immense power. It is starving every other system on the ship. A countdown appears on the main view screen. 10 seconds to activation. 9, 8. The ship shudders violently. Metal screams. You are being torn apart. The emissary on the bridge lets out a final, desperate plea. "No, do not use that weapon. You will only make them stronger. You will rip a wound in reality that they can use to spread faster." Its warning is drowned out by the rising crescendo of the anchor's power core. 6, 5. The darkness outside is almost upon you. You can see it now. A roiling, chaotic mass of non-being. A storm of nothingness that consumes everything it touches. 4, 3. The captain grabs onto his chair. He braces for impact. "Hold on," he yells. It is his last command, his last words before the universe is torn asunder. 2, 1. There's a flash of impossible violet light, a sound that is not a sound, a pressure that crushes you from all sides. The reality anchor activates. The universe breaks. You are thrown into a maelstrom of color and chaos, a river of raw, untamed reality. You see other places, other times, glimpses of worlds that never were, and worlds that might yet be. The wanderer is tossed about like a leaf in a hurricane. Alarms scream, systems fail, the hull groans. It is a miracle that the ship holds together. It is a testament to the skill of its builders, and to the sheer, dumb luck of a desperate crew. You escape the luminous prison. You break free from the grasp of the Elder Ones. The wormhole collapses behind you, sealing the wound in space-time. You are thrown back into normal space, thousands of light years away from the glass world, from the encroaching darkness. You are adrift, battered, broken, but you are alive. The bridge is a wreck. Sparks fly from damaged consoles. Smoke fills the air. The crew is dazed, bruised, but they are alive. You check your sensors. The glass world is gone. The Elder Ones are gone. You are alone, in the silence of deep space. You have survived, but you are not the same. You have seen things that no human was ever meant to see. You have faced a choice that no one should ever have to make. And you carry a warning, a terrible, urgent warning for all of humanity. The Elder Ones are real. They are coming, and they are hungry. The universe is not a safe, quiet place. It is a battlefield, a hunting ground, and humanity is no longer an innocent bystander. You are now part of the war, whether you want to be or not. The captain hauls himself to his feet. He looks around at his battered bridge, at his exhausted crew. He knows that your journey is not over. It has just begun. You have a new mission, a mission to get back to Earth, to warn them, to prepare them. It will be a long, dangerous journey. Your ship is damaged. Your supplies are low. But you have something more valuable than any technology. You have hope. A desperate, defiant hope. The hope of a species that has always refused to go quietly into the night. You have looked into the abyss, and you have spit in its eye. You are the crew of the Wanderer, and you have a story to tell. A story of first contact. A story of a timeless war. A story of defiance. An echo of defiance that will ring across the stars.